Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is Online Marketing Moves. And we are coming to you live today. Today is July the 31st, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 352. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the late night edition of the Online Marketing Moves podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a great day in the neighborhood. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, my daughter hit the earth. It was very exciting. Very exciting to see. It happened around 5 o'clock, 5:30. And it's very exciting. It's been a long day. I didn't realize watching somebody give birth can wear you out, but my wife, she slept a lot today. The baby slept a lot today. I slept a lot today. It's a lot of sleeping going on. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the show must go on. And I hope you enjoyed the little bonus episode yesterday. But we are back up and running. New episodes every day for a little while. You know how that goes. And but today we are going to talk about quitting. We are going to talk about why you should not quit and why you should have a game plan ahead of things. And we are going to talk about what happened at the Olympics. I saw where Simone Biles, she went to the Olympics and she did one routine, and I guess it didn't go so well for her, and she decided to drop out. You know, they say it's mental health, but I believe that Simone Biles sort of quit. But you can be the judge of that yourself. I know mental health is a big thing, don't get me wrong, but you really don't fly all the way to Tokyo. You don't fly 18 hours to a place and then realize, oh, my mental health, it's kind of suspicious. But it's you can't really call anybody out for mental health. I guess not. But I just think she sort of quit. And sometimes when you are on top of things, because a friend of mine pointed out, he said, well, she was going around wearing outfits that had the goat on there, and I said, oh man, that's kind of, I don't know, you can't call yourself the goat and then have one bad routine and then sort of quit. That doesn't float very well. I mean, I saw what Katie Ledecky, who was on the same level as Simone Biles as far as Olympic athletes, she lost a race and then she came in fifth, but she came back and she won gold in a couple of events. She didn't quit. She came back. She didn't blame any mental health. Now, when they talked about Naomi Osaka, she didn't want to talk to reporters and everything. I can understand that. I can get that. You might feel anxiety. You might feel some kind of thing, but she didn't participate in the tournament. She dropped out ahead of time, but I think Simone Biles, she more quit. And when it comes to sometimes if you accomplish something like great, you have to know who you are. You have to know yourself. And sometimes you have to know when to quit. It's not about quitting and all that kind of stuff, but it's about sometimes you need to know when to quit. Like everybody's not Tom Brady. Everybody doesn't want to win over and over and over again. It's like I saw this movie Rush one time with about Nicky Lauda and James Hunt. And James Hunt, he won a tournament. He won the Formula One, the overall championship in like 1976. And then he raced like 2 more years, and then he's like, that's enough. I'm out. And Nicky Lauda, he would win over and over and over again, but he loved to win. He loved to be out there. James Hunt, he won once. He said, I've done my thing and I'm out. And sometimes it's like you see people do affiliate marketing. Like I used to see this guy. He used to be heavy on the YouTube doing affiliate marketing. And then all of a sudden, when he reached the goal of $1 million or whatever, and then he was like, "I'm going to keep going." It's like, no, you're not. I mean, why would you? If you accomplish, if you made $1 million with being an affiliate for one company, and then after a while, I'll be sitting there and I'm like, I know me, if I made $1 million in with one program, I'll be like, all right, that's great, and goodbye. That would be it. Because me, once I accomplish something, it's sort of like, what it depends, if like the podcast, I would never quit the podcast. Like it might change, it might vary, it might go into a different form, it might go into a different thing, but it would never change. Like I would never, just be like, that's it, I'm done, Nah, it might change, it might vary, it depends, but I won't quit the podcast. Now, certain things that I do, like one of these days, I promote now on social media because I have to, but one day when I get my foot firmly planted into the ground, I'm not gonna be on social media like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to quit that. But you just have to know who you are, and you have to know what you're looking for. And sometimes people don't. It's like, why go back? It's like, if you're an Olympic champion, if you won so much and you dominated so much, you don't need to go back out there. It's like, why? And plus, people get a certain age, you sort of lose focus. It's like in Rocky, when Mickey told Rocky, he said, "Hey man, you ain't been hungry since you won that belt." And he said, "What do you mean? I've had 10 fights." And he said, "They was easy. They was handpicked." Okay, Mickey made sure that Rocky had people that he knew he could beat. But when it was time for some real competition, Mickey knew that Rocky wasn't ready. And maybe she just wasn't ready for competition. But you have to know yourself. You have to know when to hold them, when to fold them. If you're gonna quit ahead of time. Don't quit the moment where something seems difficult and you're like, oh, I'm gonna lose, and that kind of stuff. Don't fall into that don't fall into that trap. It's sort of like she just hit the reset button on the Nintendo controller. If you ever play Nintendo or PlayStation or whatever, and you're losing to somebody, and you're like, man, f this, f you, and just hit the reset button, and it's like, what happened? Why'd you do that? But I personally just thought she quit, and if you, I mean, listen, she ain't got nothing to prove to anybody. Like, she's a great gymnast. She's one of the best gymnasts we've ever seen. Don't get me wrong. Like, you are top of the tops. Like, you've done it. You've done it all. It's sort of like when I used to listen to Howard Stern, and he'd be rapping the interview, and he'd be like, "Listen, you said it all," and they would say, "You wrapping me up?" Yes, you said it all. You've done it all, Miss Biles. You don't have to do any more. You don't have to come back. It's over. You're happy. You're living your life. Know when to quit, people. Sometimes when you make a certain goal and you know yourself, you know, just leave it there. Because sometimes it's sort of like you land a plane. It's sort of like Sully. Sully. You remember Sully? He landed the plane. He was upside down. He landed the plane. Maybe Sully can come back and do that one more time. Maybe Sully can't come back and do that any more times. But on that day, that moment, Captain Sully was able to land that plane, and he saved a lot of lives. Will he ever be able to accomplish that again? Will he ever? No. Who knows? But that's that. It's in the moment. Simone Biles, she was great. 2016. I mean, my God, it's also been an extra year. So that's a whole nother thing. So maybe she wasn't hungry, maybe she wasn't focused. Maybe last year she was focused. Maybe you're not focused. But you have to know when to hold them. You have to know when to fold them. And if you're gonna go out there, you're gonna keep trying. Everybody, don't just throw in the towel because one bad thing has happened. Like mental health. We all know mental health, but we can't use mental health as a crutch. We can't use mental health as an excuse. We have to come up off some of that. You know what I mean? So I hope you take heed with that, because it's sort of like you see people all the time. They start to get they get over a certain amount of YouTube subscribers, and then they start to get a little lax in the YouTube channel. The episodes they go from daily to, oh, I'm coming out with an episode in 2 weeks. Oh, I'm coming out with an episode in 3 days. And it's like, what happened? You was consistent. Now you in your mind you made it to the top. Now you're quitting. It's like, don't do that. Don't do that. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. That's it. We'll be back tomorrow with all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.